Hello, everybody. It is Sunday night, and every Sunday night around this time, it's 6 o'clock here in Colorado, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Just about this time, we tape Getting Color to play on Realm Network on Monday and Podcast One on Tuesday. Remember, you can get the Realm Network. You can get all the shows a day early that you hear on Podcast One, plus exclusively castrating the marks. You could only get that on the Realm Network by going to russosbrand.com, and it's still less than $1 a week. But this is the Big Vito Show, where we get into some real topics, not only about wrestling, but about life. And I'm joined by the great Big Vito Lagrasso. What's going on, my man?
Pavarotti of Hard Shots to the Body is live, baby, live, and we're ready to go for another action-packed show here with Getting Color with Vince Russo, the brand, the Realm Network, and all the Vince Russo brand. So let's kick it off, Vince, and let's do something great tonight.
All right, Vito, a couple of things I want to talk about off the bat. Bro, I swear to you, man, and I am so thankful and I am so grateful because it's the little things in life that make me happy. I am still getting albums from the brand. I mean, every day there's at least a box coming to my house. I got some more shout outs I want to throw out there. Afzeal sent me Talking Heads 77, the very first Talking Heads album, which is phenomenal. My good friend Aaron Thornish sent me No Doubt Rock Study, which I think is the best No Doubt album. Mike Durbin sent me John Denver, Rocky Mountain High. Rocky Mountain High is my favorite song of all time. John Denver is one of my favorite artists. Mike, thank you very much. And last but not least, James sent me Joan Jett and her First Sessions. I want to thank everybody, man. You could see my records behind me. It's my passion. It's my hobby. It's something I just enjoy doing. I enjoy listening to all kinds of music. Vito, you want to know something, bro? For as long as I've known you,
right,
bro, you got to have a hobby. Now, it's not working out. I mean, that's part of your lifestyle. Bro, you got to have a hobby or something that, like, I know nothing about.
Well, I tell you the truth, Vince. I mean, I know I play sports. I'm a basketball player. I was playing softball for a while. I love playing cornhole. I like throwing horseshoes. Volleyball, beach volleyball is really big for me. I enjoy beach volleyball.
Really, bro?
Yeah. When I used to go down to Hogan's Beach when I was living in Tampa, I used to be on there. Jimmy Hart used to wear. He said, "Brother, I don't know how you play all day." I said, "Jimmy," I said, "look at the atmosphere. Look where I am. I'm diving in sand, making saves. Everything's good." Everybody knew who I was. They were wrestling fans and stuff. But I just enjoyed beach volleyball. And everybody says, "How could you like that?" I says, "That's one of my things I like to do." You know what I mean? I like to watch the fights, the MMA fights. I like to, I like to go to tiki bars. I like the beach. I'm a beach guy. I like to.
I got to tell you, when you told me like a couple of months ago, like, bro, I got to be honest with you. The obsession with cornhole makes me laugh a little. Bro, is that not a kid's game, for crying out loud?
Nah, it is a real life game that they play in bars, taverns, everywhere. It is a competitive game down at the Legion halls, barbecues. Everywhere you go, there's a cornhole set. And these games get serious. I mean, they don't play. And if you lose, I mean, you thought you heard smack talk on a basketball court. This is bad. This is bad. I mean, with their wives sitting there and everything.
Bro, every time I played cornhole, there were always kids involved. That's why I can't imagine it at that level, bro.
It's competitive. And then if you're really playing horseshoes with guys who really like to play horseshoes, that's a competitive game because you got smack talk, but these guys are bringing their own horseshoes. These guys are legit. They're trying to whoop your ass. And if you're a city boy and you come talking smack in the country with the Amish and all the other friggin' farmers out there, you don't know nothing about horseshoes. I know I just whooped your ass playing with this friggin' amateur set. So that I know.
Vito, we're gonna get to the topic at hand in a minute, and I haven't told you what that topic is, right?
No, you haven't told me.
Okay, we're going to have a very interesting conversation tonight. But before we get to that, bro, I got to tell you, I didn't have any, horses in the race because, the Giants sucked this year. But bro, first of all, the last game, Carolina and New Orleans, was the only game I didn't care about. I mean, emotionally, one way or another, I didn't care about. The other 3 games this weekend, bro, I really cared about because, bro, I hate the Tennessee Titans because I hate Nashville. I freaking hate the Atlanta Falcons because I hate Atlanta, and I was pulling so hard for my boy Jeff Lane with his Bills. And, bro, I came up on the short end of the stick in every one of those freaking games, bro.
I just finished watching the Carolina game, and I got to tell you, Cam Newton, when he got hit in the Super Bowl, right? And if everybody remembers that loose ball that he didn't dive for, and he had such a great year, and they were sticking him. He didn't dive for that ball. That just showed what kind of heart he had. And ever since then, the league is amped up, and they're drilling him, and they're taking liberties on him, and they're not treating him like a boy. He stopped his dab thing. He stopped being cocky. And then today, right, he made a couple passes during the game. He started to get cocky and jump around. And I said, bro, you better calm down. They're going to stick you. And towards the end of the game, he got stuck hard. I mean, it was like one of the last plays of the game. And I mean, they stuck him. They came around him. He crumbled on the field afterwards. They just put on the New York Post that he crumbles. I mean, this guy, for being cocky, you got to be able to back it up, but doing it in a professional way. You don't see Tom Brady doing this. You don't see any of the other quarterbacks doing this. Even the guys from the yesteryear, like a Namath or a Starback or what's his name from the Pirates, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Bradshaw, right? These guys were football players. These were guys who were men amongst men. And God forbid you did this with a buckus running around and it was going to rip your head off, or a Lyle Alzado. You didn't do that. You just played football. Today, it's so much showmanship.
Vito, you want to hear something very interesting, bro, and you're going to appreciate this. I swear to God, bro, because bro, I was watching the game, the very last game, and bro, I'm watching all these athletes carry on at the end. If they get a tackle, if they break up a pass, no matter what it is, bro, no matter what the play is, they're celebrating like they just won the Super Bowl. And you know what I thought of, bro? Listen to this, Vito. Think about this for a second. You love baseball as much as I do, bro, right? Vito, can you imagine if when Jackie Robinson came up for the Brooklyn Dodgers, can you imagine if he showed that kind of freaking attitude? Can you imagine, bro, if that guy showed that kind of unsportsmanship and just over the top, unrespect? Can you imagine if that's what he would have done when he got called up?
A lot of guys don't realize, but Jackie Robinson was living on cheese sandwiches back then. He would have got no cheese with that sandwich. He would have got 2 pieces of bread and water. It's just like wrestling. Vince, you ever watch wrestling? I know you watch it, but you watch it from a wrestler standpoint. When you watch guys like a Stan Hansen or Bruiser Brody, or some of the hard-hitting wrestlers of today, or like yesteryear, do you notice that after every move, like you hit the guy and right away they turn around to the hard camera and smile after one hit? How about doing 5, 6, 7, 8 things, back up, nail them 9, 10, 11, 12, stand there, look at the camera, give the people something, and then go back 13, 14, 15. These guys are one-hit wonders, and when they do that, it aggravates me. Yeah. You hit him once and he's down, and you got – now, if I was the guy, I'd get up. Now, one shot ain't going to keep me down. I get up, tap you on the shoulder, bang, bing, 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 drop you, look at the camera, drop something else, and then it'd be on. I think the showmanship in sports overall is too much over the top, just like social media. And that's what kills the game. And you know what else? With the way football is played today, with so many calls, and they've taken away things. They haven't done it in basketball. They've done it a little bit in baseball where, okay, the hard slides we like to see. The hard hitting we like to see. everything we want to know about, playing ball back in the day, Pete Rose style. You don't see that no more because they're not allowed or they cut it back. Basketball, they haven't cut anything because it's you're playing ball. That's why I enjoy basketball so much, because you're allowed to play and be yourself. It gets rough in there. You play. I was playing against a guy who played in Europe, and it got pretty intense, but he knew I wrestled. I didn't know he played in Europe till one guy said, "Hey, he plays in Europe." So I went up to him after the game. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "you traveled the world." He goes, "Yeah." He says, "I heard you played overseas. The guys are just telling me." He said, "Where did you play?" Same place, Spain, Greece. I said, "What was it like playing?" He says, "Physical, very physical." And I said, "So would I have a chance against the guys back there?" He says, "You play just like I like." He says, "You're physical, you know how to play, and you're not hurting guys. You're just tough. You're a tough ball player." I've always been that. And when you appreciate that, just being able to play ball and be mano a mano, not with throwing elbows or being dirty, but just playing New York Knicks basketball and being tough and aggressive, that's what you like. You like the gamesmanship. You like the sportsmanship. You like to play. It's lost in the football today. It totally is. It's totally like you do something and everything is a first down. Imagine a Rocky Blyer running, getting a first down, getting up and doing the drop of the ball.
Never.
You can't imagine it.
Franco Harris. Never.
Franco Harris.
Never.
Then these guys were real men playing, grizzled men.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what Dick Butt? You mentioned Butkus, and he was like one of my idols, bro. Bro, can you imagine what Dick Butkus would have done if a running back would have showboated after a run? Can you imagine what Butkus would have done to that guy on the next play, bro?
Yeah. That'd be like fighting Stan Hansen in Japan and you getting a couple chops and looking at the crowd and being cocky. He didn't know how to shoot a right hand, and he was going to take your nose out. But at least it would have been clean and said, "Hey, brother, I'm blind." But this one would have been, "Hey, you've been an asshole. Here's one for you."
Right. And Vito, that kind of segues a little bit into what I want to talk about tonight. Now, bro, listen, the new year, the new year, I know I need to change some things going into the new year. Trust me, I do. I've kind of been on top of Vito a little bit, who's been my dear friend for a long time, and I'm telling him he needs to change some things, look at things different. I need to look at things different. So what I want to say before I get into conversation is this, okay? What I'm about to discuss with Vito and what I'm about to bring up and however Vito answers me, okay? This is our opinion. Okay, bro, like this is solely my opinion. My opinion is not that of Vito's. Vito's opinion is not that of mine. If people think differently from us, that's cool, bro. We're not in any way, shape, or form trying to say we're right. We're not in any way, shape, or form trying to make you agree with us. We have a show here. We both have experience in this field, and we're having a conversation based on our views, our opinions, and our experience. If yours differ, that's fine, bro. There's no need for us to argue. You enjoy what you enjoy. We enjoy what we enjoy. So I just wanted to state that up front. Okay? Now, Vito, with that being said, I was watching the football games last night. Okay? And I know on Access TV was that Wrestle Kingdom show.
Right.
So, bro, of course, I love Chris Jericho. I'm a big fan of Chris Jericho. I've known Chris Jericho for a very long time. And Jericho and Omega was on, and that was followed up with that Naito Okada match. And, bro, during the breaks, I was going back to wrestling. So right off the bat, bro, those matches, even though I've been a wrestler for a very long time, they did not trump the football games. I was far and away more interested in the football games. That was my number one priority. But when a break came, I would go over and I would watch these matches. Okay? Vito, with that being said, I want to say this. All four guys. First of all, bro, I put this out on Twitter. Vito, you can appreciate this. You're a little closer to his age than I am. Chris Jericho is 47 years old, Vito. 47. I don't think people understand that. Because when I'm watching Chris Jericho perform in this 25-minute match, and bro, let's face it, let's be honest, it was a hardcore match. It was a, no DQ match. There were a lot of weapons involved in the match because, bro, let's face it, at 47 years old, Chris Jericho can't wrestle like he's 27 years old. So, they kind of needed that, for the match of that caliber. But even with that said, bro, a 47-year-old man that put in the freaking effort that he put in and went the 25 minutes, balls to the wall at his age. I basically said on Twitter yesterday, it's borderline freakish, Vito. We're talking about a 47-year-old man. Now, give me a little bit of your insights, with Jericho, working with Jericho. And Vito, you're a guy that's all about the body. You're still in the freaking gym. You would still be competing, bro, if it wasn't for head trauma. But I mean, Vito, seriously, for a guy at 47 to be doing this at this level, first of all, what are your comments on that?
Guys, one thing you can't teach, and you can't teach heart. Okay. Another thing you can't teach is being embarrassed. There's one thing to go get a payday, but there's another thing to go wrestle on the main level and go out there in front of the world and go and put in your wrestling skills there. You never want nobody to say, look at him now, or he's washed up, or he don't look good. Okay, Jericho maybe doesn't have the body like he did 10 years ago. He's still in good shape. But when you train, okay, what people don't realize is you have to train twice as hard, not only because you're dealing with, father time. And, in my late 40s, I was still burning at it like nonstop. And like I was a maniac where I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing, like weight-wise, lifting-wise. I was a machine still, and I could still go. And I always said, I'm never going to embarrass myself. I'm never going to overstay my welcome. And I never did, And when I heard about Chris Jericho and I see him doing this, there is a burning passion to be the best. There's a burning passion to be on top. There's a burning passion for your work rate. It makes you still want it. When you lose that passion, guys, you don't want to get up and go to the gym and run your miles. Do your squat. Today I started doing Hindu squats again, right? I did my 500. I did my push-ups. I did my other stuff, right? But that was my pre-workout to my workout. So when you go back, it's muscle memory. It's your want and desire. My heart and head is still in where I would love to go back in the ring. My brain tells me, you can't, but my body tries to do what I did before. And once you stop doing that, it's so much harder to get that back because you're fighting 20 and 30-year-old speed. And no matter how much experience you have, you can't fight 20 and 30-year-old speed. You have to maintain it. You have the experience to go along with it. You take the little shortcuts to do it. It all goes with that passion, the heart, the determination.
Pride.
Now,
pride.
And I was going to say, there is pride involved. Because if you would have went out there and bombed, and you would have looked fat and was a bomb show, you're like, well, Chris Jericho used to be great. And when people still talk about, I'll use myself because I still get it. They say, Vito used to be my favorite wrestler. Vito, you were a machine. Vito, you were great. And that's how I like to leave it off. I never want nobody to say, wow, you used to be great and you used to be able to do this. What happened? Like a lot of the guys that go out there today. Chris Jericho is one of the few who have that passion, that heart, that pride, the determination to still do it at a top level. Now, with that said, the style match they did last night in the show is something you don't see in the WWE because that's not WWE style. That's not what they're about. Their style is different. But when you get the let go and you can go free and all balls out and you're able to do those things that you know you could still do, that shows everybody, hey, I remember when you did that before, and I remember that, and I remember that, and I remember that. Guys, you could still do it if you want to do it and you still have that passion in the heart. The day comes when Chris Jericho doesn't want to get up and train and go do these things. That's when Chris Jericho is going to step away and going to go on his beach, go be a rock star full time. He's enjoying life. He's doing his thing, but that comes with a price. You know what I mean, guys? Okay, he's not the best in the world as far as being a top WWE star, but he's in the best in the world at what he does as a part-time star, because he went over to Japan. He made a big program, a believable program, something that people watch. He sold out a building. So what does that tell you, guys? That it can be done if you're willing to go with the flow. If you're going to fight it and say, who could I use that would be good? And this is no insult to nobody. Just to say you were King Kong Bundy. Now everybody loved King Kong Bundy, the 5 count. Could he go over and do that kind of match like he did before? How about a Hulk Hogan? Okay. Now, what everybody doesn't know is that Hulk Hogan used to be a very good wrestler in Japan. And if you ever watched Hulk Hogan wrestle in Japan, you would be shocked, because you'd be like, wow, Hogan can wrestle. If Hogan went to go wrestle like that now, I mean, he's still got the pride, the determination, the desire. When he's in WWE, they just want to see the drop of the leg, the shake of the head, the point, the little things. I'd say the Hulk Hogan's best match technically in the WWE was the night he wrestled the Ultimate Warrior, because he guided the Warrior and made him look like something. Hulk Hogan's best match when he was on par with the best in the world was when he wrestled The Rock at WrestleMania. That was Hogan's best match.
And he wasn't a young man either at that point.
Well, he had to be 47.
Yeah.
I think he was near 50, but that's what I'm talking about. You talk about that gets you up. That guy gets your blood going. He makes you want to go. And that's something inside you. I could tell you guys about when I went to Germany and I was in the Ironman tournament, and there was a gentleman sitting ringside who just retired. His name was Tony St. Clair, very famous European wrestler. This man saw me, Vito, coming in tough, bad boy to home. This man came out of retirement to wrestle me. It was unscheduled. He said, I want to wrestle him. Kayfabe was still alive back then, guys, in Germany. What happened? Me and him tore the house. I never met this man. I knew of his legacy. I was beating the hell out of him. We're going at it outside the ring. His wife, Christine, came to attack me. The security guards had to grab her and take her away. I'm still friends with Tony St. Clair till today, and his wife, and we talk on Facebook. But you talk about heart and desire and what makes you burn. I made that burn for that man.
Yeah.
And that's something you can't replace. Now, if I saw a young Vito out there and I saw somebody who was like me, and I'd be like, that guy wets my whistle. Who knows what I might do? I don't know. I'm crazy. Maybe I'd go sneak a workout in and say, hey, want to roll around for a little bit? I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm not saying, but there's not that many Vitos around. Kenny Omega reminds Jericho of Jericho back in the day.
Yeah. And you know what, Vito? I want to give Kenny Omega credit too. I mean, great performance. Bro, here's the beautiful thing I love about the Jericho thing, Vito. This is what I love about it, bro. Jericho is a businessman. Bro, Jericho is all about dollars and cents. Jericho just left Podcast One, bro. We got to, whatever it was, he feels he got a better deal at Westwood One. Jericho's all about business. He's got a rock and roll band. Jericho's all about making money. That's what Chris Jericho is all about, which is great. But what I loved about this was, bro, Jericho wasn't going over there because he needed the money. Jericho don't need the money. Jericho went over there because he was like, I'm going to make an angle about this. Bro, I guarantee you the whole Alpha versus the Omega was all Jericho. He had this in his mind. He was going to make it out of it. He was going to go over there. He was going to sell out the building, and he knew he could put his money where his mouth is. The last thing was him going over there because he needed the money. That's what I love about it, Vito. That's what I love about it. But, Vito, here's the conversation I want to have with you. And again, I don't mean to disrespect anybody. This, as a wrestling fan since, come on, bro, 1971, I was maybe 10, whatever I was. I try to really understand today's climate in my mind. It's not that I don't accept it or I want it to be the old days. That's not it at all, bro. I want to understand how and why this transition came about. Because, Vito, let me explain this to you. And again, guys, my opinion, I don't mean to offend anybody. Vito, as I'm going back and forth between the Omega Jericho match and then the Naito Okada match, okay, bro? Jericho and Omega went 25 minutes, okay, bro? Naito and Okada went 35 minutes, okay? I couldn't help myself, Vito, but to every time I kept turning over to the match during the commercials of the football game. And then another commercial would come, Vito, I'd go back. Another commercial would come back, and I'd go back. And, Vito, I was sitting there saying to myself, I can't believe this match is still going on. I can't, especially the Naito Okada one, 35 minutes. And I'm saying to myself, I can't believe this match is still going on. Because, Vito, while I'm watching both of these matches, and I'm listening to the crowd, but it's different. It's a Japanese crowd, but like the American crowds here, all I'm saying to myself is, I can't understand why that niche audience is so into this, because as I'm watching this, I know I'm watching a choreographed fight. I'm not watching an MMA fight. This is a choreographed fight with choreographed moves. They know the finish. And, bro, I got to be honest with you. They don't do anything over there in Japan to make you believe, Vito, because nobody sells anything. I mean, a guy will get kicked with a series of 5 kicks to the face and come back and hit his opponent with a big offensive move. There's zero. So they're not making you believe this is a real fight. So I'm saying to myself, okay, is something wrong with me? And then I'm taking inventory. Okay, there's not a story here. There really aren't characters here. And by not selling, they're not convincing me or making me believe that this fight is real. So what am I not seeing? That the Meltzers and the Kellers, and the smart marks. What am I not seeing that they're saying? Vito, you know what I compare it to? Did you see the new Star Wars?
No, I did not.
Okay, Vito, have you seen any of the Fast and Furious movies?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen any of those, but it doesn't matter. You know what it's like to me? It's like if you go to a Fast and Furious movie, bro, and you have all the car chases and all the special effects and cars blowing up and whatever they're doing, would you care about any of that if there wasn't a story? Would I have cared about the special effects in Star Wars, the fight scenes, if there wasn't a Luke Skywalker or a Darth Vader or a Han Solo? Would I have cared about just the fight scene? I don't think I would have. You care about the fight scene because you care about the characters and you care about the story. You care about Fast and Furious, the car chases and the car blow-ups, because you care about the story and you care about the characters. When I'm watching a choreographed fight, that's going on for 35 minutes. I don't know what I'm missing that I care so much about this. And there's no characters and there's no stories. And the two guys in the ring are not convincing me this is a real fight because I'm seeing things that logically would not take place in a fight.
Well, I got the answer for you, Vince. Since you're not an avid Japanese watcher of wrestling and you don't know the culture of wrestling, and this goes way back to when you had Baba, Inoki, Fujinami, and all the greats from there. Being tough and being there, standing there, taking a slap and taking these vicious kicks, that's to those people, to the culture, that's wrestling.
Okay, but I'm not talking about Japanese because I know nothing about that. I'm talking about the American audience that reacts to Japanese wrestling that way. That's what I'm talking about.
That's because they are accustomed to that style and they like that style and culture of wrestling. That's what you don't get of it. Because I've been to Japan numerous amount of times and used to over there being in a slugfest and you're with the best. And if you're not tough and you're not capable, they're going to kick your ass every day until the tour's over. And once you show you can kick somebody's ass and you're going to stand there and go toe-to-toe with the best there, I mean, you're not going to make it in Japanese wrestling. It's a culture. It's a different kind of kayfabe that people don't understand because they don't follow it. And when you watch those, first time I went to Japan, I went to Ribera Steakhouse. I was with the NOW for Kendo Nagasaki. I walk in there. Who do I see? Kevin Sullivan. Okay. Kevin Sullivan's in there. I had met him at Johnny Rods's, and I'm watching the monitor. I see Scott Norton and Stan Hansen going at it on the monitor in Ribera's. I'm looking, and I'm saying, Kevin, I said, what the hell are they doing? He said, Vito, you were taught by Johnny Rods, and you better know your stuff, and you better be tough here because that's what you expect here.
Okay.
All right. So he told me, and then I watched it, and then I said, okay, I understand. When I watched, do you remember the guy named The Sheik, the original Sheik? Now he wrestled on the show. He came out with the sword. He took every chair in that place and beat the shit out of his opponent, and they were going toe to toe. And I never seen anything like it in my. And remember, I was 2 years in. I never seen it. I was witnessing it because I was accustomed to American wrestling, WWF wrestling, WCW wrestling. Here I am looking at Japanese wrestling for the first time up close, and I'm like, holy shit, what an eye-opener. And if that was you and you don't know, what do you do? It's a different kind of kayfabe, Vince.
All right, but here's the how and why. I accept all that. I totally accept all that. I understand all that. I get it. I understand it. Here's the how and why. How and why did that become American wrestling in 2018?
Because, as you know, times have changed. The era of wrestling has changed, and wrestling has evolved. It evolved from going from the 90s, from the Attitude Era, and you went into the 2000s, right, where it was, the Attitude Era to the 2000s.
Hold on. I don't want to interrupt you, but wait a minute. I got to stop you right there. You use the word evolved, Vito, and that's what I disagree with because bro, you just said it yourself. When you were over there in Japan, bro, that's always been the case in Japan. It never became U.S. wrestling. It was when you talk about Baba and people now, like that. So it's not I think evolution is not the right word because it's always been that way in Japan. And we
but not the minds of the way we're thinking today.
Well, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Why are we thinking that way?
Because that's what we're given to look at today, because we don't have a choice. And when you talk about choices in wrestling, what do we have? We have WWE. That's the standard today. And there's no disrespect to any of the companies I'm going to mention. TNA is not on the level of WWE. The Ring of Honor is not on the level of WWE. Anything under those guys are not on the level of WWE, but they have their own little cult followings to where they have their own little fan base. NXT has their own brand and their own fan base. It's what the cultures are today. There's many more cultures and many more divisions of wrestling and what kind of branding they're doing. But Japanese wrestling has always been there, and the people accept that more today because they're exposed to it, because you're able to watch tapes, you're able to get on the internet, you're able to talk to guys and see different things. That's why it's accepted today in the American culture, because you're able to watch it more. Remember, you and I come from New York. What kind of wrestling did we know? WOR, Channel 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll watch it at midnight. We didn't know about Memphis wrestling. We didn't know about Puerto Rico wrestling. We didn't know about England wrestling, Germany wrestling. We thought the only wrestling we were watching as kids was WOR, because that's all we were exposed to. Now, today, everybody's exposed to every kind of wrestling.
Okay,
so
but
Vito,
does the leader of the industry, and I'm going to make a perfect comparison here to you, bro. Does the leader of the industry change its style of wrestling and change its brand because of a company working over here in Japan? It's almost like this, Vito. Say Vince McMahon starts up the UFL again. Okay? Say the XFL. That's the rumor. He's starting the. Okay, if Vince McMahon starts the XFL, is all of a sudden the NFL going to make changes that mirror what Vince McMahon is doing at the XFL? WWE, bro, is the number one wrestling company in the country and always has been. But yet that number one company completely changed the foundation of their business based on Japanese wrestling. That's what I can't understand, bro. When you're the number one game in town, why would you change that formula? Because now more people are exposed to New Japan wrestling. I don't understand that.
But because there are different avenues that you have to deal with now, because of economics, the money, the backing, the viewers, you're trying to get TV deals. There's the business side that people are not exposed to, that you and I know about, that go into the change. Because, okay, your favorite guy is Jinder Mahal. They made him champion. Why? They wanted to go to India to get those 1.4 billion viewers, and for those 1.4 billion to buy the WWE network. Right? Did they have to go there? No. They could have stayed here, but they wanted to go and bring their brand to different countries and go to the different levels to get more people. So they have to change. Now, if WWE, I'm gonna say something here, and I hope, and this is gonna be good. WWE opened up its own company in Japan.
Why not? Because Vito, that what you're saying, I hear what you're saying, but Vito, what? Okay, I get it.
But they haven't done that because of one reason.
Why?
Because the people wouldn't accept the WWE style of wrestling. That's why.
But Vito, to gain, what you're saying is, from a business point of view, New Japan is a hotbed. New Japan is on TV. So now the WWE, they change their style a little bit because they want to be attractive to that country and those people out, right? Okay, but right. Vito, but in the meantime, your numbers are telling you that you ran off the casual United States viewers And that number far exceeds any number you may have gained by drawing people over from Japan. So while you're changing your style and opening it up to a fan base in Japan, you've totally turned your company off now to your own people in the United States that were used to you working a certain way.
You're absolutely right. And you know why, Vince? Because when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, and it's like when you have one cook and there's one sauce, you know that sauce is going to be the same every day, and it's going to be the greatest sauce in the world. When you have 5 cooks in that same kitchen and you're trying to make the same sauce, it is going to come out different. The WWE is not one sauce anymore. They're 50 sauces because they're trying to expand all over the place. So their concentration is not on American wrestling and not on one thing. They have to be worldwide. That's why you see the drop off and you don't see the concentration, because if Vince McMahon was concentrating on solely this or this company, this dynasty he helped build with his father.
Right. Okay, but Vito, didn't they serve both masters? See, this is what I never had a problem with. Didn't they serve both masters when, back in the mid 90s, a lot of retribution to Conan. Conan was very instrumental in helping Eric Bischoff bring over the luchadors. Right. So now you brought that kind of style to the United States. You gave them a taste of that. Okay, bro. But it was one segment. It was one segment. You gave them a taste of that. And those fans came over. The fans from Mexico that enjoyed that style of wrestling, they came over. They watched the luchadors. They would watch the Psychosis and the Juventudes and all those guys. That worked, bro, when it was a segment. That's not what has happened here. The style now has become the entire show. Now it's the complete opposite. You're lucky if you get one match with WWE US style based on psychology and selling and working in the ring. You're lucky if you get one match.
You're right.
A week. So that's what I don't understand. It seemed that formula was working. Bro, you want to bring a couple of Japanese wrestlers over? You bring a couple of Japanese wrestlers over. You give them, you got a 3-hour show, bro. You give them that match. You give them a little taste of it, but it has become the whole show. And the numbers are clearly showing them we're losing viewers.
You're losing viewers because you watered down the product. That WWE product we're talking about used to be lobster bisques, right? Now what they're giving us is chicken soup. It's watered down because you're trying to hit every different avenue, and it's not thick and rich anymore. Now it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So when you're doing that, how could you have a solid product? Can't.
What would you do, bro? What would you do? What would your having worked for them and having been a fan of theirs long before you worked of them and long after, what would you do, bro? How if this were your company, how would you run it here?
I would run it to make it more believable with guys who look like wrestlers. I would develop the characters to where they're believable. I would make it to where you have the psychology 101, where the first 3 matches didn't go outside the ring. The 4th match was good. The 5th match, you had your main star in. You finished your show off with something that was your big main event. You always keep your champion on TV. You don't have to make him wrestle, but you make him make an appearance, make him do a vignette. Right? The vignettes of characters is not there because you're not developing everybody. And I say this all the time. I've said it a few times before. When you used to see the Moondogs come on eating raw chicken or filing their teeth, the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika coming on there, being crazy, Captain Lou breaking an apple in his hand, Those things were real. Dr. D, David Schultz, cutting the old kind of promos where he used to be this badass and he used to go back it up. We don't have those kind of guys because all the wrestlers, and this is not a disrespect to anybody, it's just what my thoughts are. But most of the wrestlers look like kids. They don't look like men who are supposed to be larger than life. Everybody is an entertainer. Everybody's a movie star today. Braun Strowman should not be in a joking pun, or not even be an elf, or not be sitting there in a mixed female tag match holding up a thing. It's too jokey. It's not serious. Elias Sampson is probably the most relevant, realistic guy who looks like a man, carries himself like a man, and has that look to be a champion. But they fiddle with him and they take him on and off, and they don't develop him. A Bray Wyatt should be bigger than life because he looks like he's bigger than life, and they keep chopping him up. A Finn Balor should be a luchador. He's not believable. Gallows and Anderson should have been two ass kickers from Japan, and when they dumped the Dudleys, they should have went on a monster run. They shouldn't have never let AJ Styles go away from the group. It could have been a 3-man band.
Vito, why aren't they seeing all those things you just laid out?
That's because they're writing it and not watching it. And if you took the time to watch your product, not while it's happening, but sit behind a monitor the day after and watch the show, I don't think they do that. And they haven't done that for a very long time. When you're trying to be creative and you have 50 guys being Hollywood writers and they don't have any wrestling psychology, they're trying to write, do this. How about this? How about that? How about this? They're all yes guys. That's why Paul Heyman. Nobody likes to be around Paul Heyman because he has his own ideas. And when he doesn't agree with the ideas of Vince McMahon, there's always a rift, always a fight. So he doesn't write. Vince Russo, when he was with Vince McMahon, if there was a conflict of something, it's going to be Vince's way anyway, so it doesn't matter. But when you have that guy back in the day, when you used to have the guy stand up to him, like the old Vince Russo, you say, no, Vince, we do this. And Vince used to have the open mind to say, okay, we are going to do it like this. And it worked because it wasn't all the guys making that sauce. There was only one guy and one guy and a half. It wasn't 5 and 6. There wasn't Stephanie. There wasn't Triple H. There wasn't this. There wasn't that. There wasn't the other thing.
Yeah.
That's the problem today.
A lot of it too, Vito, is like job security. Vito, I swear to God, I was so confident. I was so confident in what I did that one of the reasons why I stood up to Vince McMahon was because, bro, I would tell myself in my mind, first of all, I knew Vince McMahon was smart enough to know I was standing up to him because I thought it was best for business. I knew he knew that. I knew he knew I had the best interest of the WWE in mind, and that's when I stood up to him. And also, bro, I looked at it as, you know what, bro? If Vince McMahon wants to get rid of me because I'm standing up to him, good luck, bro. Good luck, Vince. It's going to be your loss, not mine. That's how much confidence I had in my ability. Bro, these people today, and I've heard it from numerous people inside, bro, inside. So this is factual. You have all these writers, bro. They're writing for Vince. They're writing things that they know Vince will have for job security. But you know what, bro? I got to tell you something. Vince should be able to see through that, bro. You can't blame these people, bro. It's not easy getting jobs. WWE pays a lot of money. You really can't blame these people. But you got to blame Vince McMahon for, like, bro, there's got to be somebody that challenges you, bro, to make this product better.
Vince, you ever hear the old saying, and for wrestling fans who have been like me and Vince, you'll hear the old saying and you'll understand this. And this comes with life, people. You're never going to be bigger than the office.
Right.
If you are going strong and you are really knocking it down, you are up and coming in the writing business. Your mind was going. It was on par with Vince McMahon. Do you really want to think that Vince McMahon would take a back seat to some guy who used to work in the magazine? His ego wouldn't let it happen. Carlos Colon in Puerto Rico, when somebody was going strong and then all of a sudden, whoa, he's getting too big. Got to cut him, amigo. Same thing in WCW. Goldberg should never have lost the title. He should still be undefeated. Scott Steiner and all the guys over there who didn't want to play ball sometimes. You know, it was a lot of cooks in the kitchen at WCW. That's why things changed. But when it was left alone and a good direction, and then if you needed a change, you should have let the change happen. Eric Bischoff and the NWO went strong for 3 years. That's a good run. That's a good thing before you have to change philosophies and do something. Vince McMahon with the Attitude Era, you guys had a 5-year run, 6-year run. That's great. But then you have to change over and come up with something different. ECW with Paul Heyman. If that company didn't lose money, that company would have been around for at least 10, 15 years longer because people did like it. And he did have stars. And if he could have secured contracts and everything because it was different. And if you would have had these 3 different companies still going today, there wouldn't be all these other different avenues we're talking about. If you still would have had WCW, you still would have had WWE, and you still would have had ECW, the formulas that you are speaking about would still be intact, and Psychology 101 would still be enforced today.
Very good point. Very good point. Vito, I got to ask you a question, bro.
Go ahead.
What do you do for your skin?
I got a facial scrub.
Give me the whole regimen. Give me the whole regimen because you're 53, bro. You look like you're freaking 40. Give me your regimen. What do you do for you? Look, I mean, bro, look at me. I'm tired. I got the bags. Bro, what do you do? Give me the whole regimen. What do you do?
All right. So I get up in the morning. I go in the shower. I got my facial scrub. I start off with the facial scrub, and then I do the
is that when you talk about facial scrub, that's like the gritty stuff?
Right. Apricot scrub.
Okay, so you do your face with that first.
Right. Then I do the Cetaphil. Cetaphil is what they use in the place where you get your face done. You know, like facials and where you got when you have skin problems. This is the professional stuff. You buy it in the supermarket. So then you use the Cetaphil.
Cetaphil. But bro, that sounds expensive to me.
$5.96.
Okay, Cetaphil. Okay, so the scrub, the Cetaphil. Go ahead.
Right. Then I shave my face. So I use the gel, and I always change my razor once a week. Right. So I shave my face again. I wash it again. Then when I get out of the shower, if I feel like my skin is a little dirty, I have my alcohol pads, and I do my whole face, and then I finish off with my toner, and then I have my lotion that I put on.
Hold on, back up. I know the alcohol thing. What's toner?
Toner is what seals your face and what gives your complexion a clear look. It's like if you I alternate between the real toner and witch hazel. Witch hazel is what they used to do back in the day when everybody's mom, when it wasn't toner, used to use witch hazel. Right. So then I would take a pad and I'd wipe my face off, put my lotion on, start my day. If I go to the gym.
What lotion do you use?
I got a couple different kinds. I can't remember.
But doesn't
L'Oreal?
But doesn't the lotion leave your skin feeling oily if that's the last thing?
But the thing is that you don't glob it on. You take a dab of it. Right. There's a one that I use is L'Oreal, and it comes with a cream and a gel, and it's a mix. So you pump a little bit on, you wash it in your hand, on your eyes, on your head, around your face. You really don't come over here because this is what gets all good. It's your pores. But because you use the scrub, your scrub gets rid of all the stuff inside your face. So the scrub is what it's like getting a what's the thing we call the microdermabrasion. So then at night, I'll do a face mask 3 or 4 nights a week just to get my face, just to keep all the stuff off my face.
So you go to bed with the mask?
No, after I shower and everything, I'll put a mask on. I'll let it stay. And then I will if I feel like I'm in the mood to do it again, I'll put another mask on. And then that's how I keep my face. And
that's interesting, bro.
Yeah, but when you want to stay, but you know what? A lot of these things I learned from when I did Playgirl, and then when I used to talk to all the girls in the WWF and the girls in WCW, the Nitro girls and all the girls that did Playboy, they used to tell me these little secrets to do. So I always kept that in mind. I've been doing them for so long. That's how come my face looks the way it does.
Vito, you want to hear something amazing, bro? You know who Tiny Tim is, right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Tiny Tim fan, huge. And like, bro, I'll go back and I'll look at all his appearances on the Stern Show. And, you know, bro, he was in his 60s. Bro, his skin still looked like yours did. And Howard got into that with him. Bro, the guy did the same exact thing you're doing. I mean, it was unbelievable. But at like 64 or 65, bro, the guy had the skin of a 30-year-old.
Yeah, and like what a lot of people don't know is like when you wash your body, okay, you should have some kind of scrub, and then if you have a scrub, something to apply to scrub to, like a cloth scrub, and scrub your body. What you do afterwards, guys, is that you get alcohol on a white cloth, and then when you come out of the shower, you wash your body with alcohol. You'll see actual dirt come off your body even after you think you wash, because the built-in dirt in your skin is still there. Once you do that and you alcohol your body, you'll say, oh my God, I can't believe I'm so dirty. Then you put the Lubriderm on for lotion. You lotion your whole body up. And that's what keeps your skin tight, keeps it fresh, keeps it good looking.
But Vito, what about, because I know you do, I mean, I could tell, what about the tanning? Like, doesn't that hurt your skin?
I use, when you want, guys, the secret to tanning, and I'll share it with you. Everybody uses all these ultra, super expensive, tanning lotions. I use Lubriderm. Lubriderm gives me a great tan. And when I do my face, guys.
But wait, Vito, you go to the tanning booth, don't you?
Yeah, but I put a towel over my face. I double it over.
Oh, so none of your tan on your face comes from the tanning booth.
It's outside, and when I hit the outside in the sun.
Interesting.
When in the summertime, all I have to do is be outside for 10 minutes, and I'm black. And if I'm outside and I'm taking a tan, I'm black within a half hour. I just have that kind of skin that,
So you use Lubriderm instead of tanning?
Yeah, Lubriderm. Everybody thought I was crazy. And I found this out one day when I was down at the beach in Staten Island, and I was sitting there, I was playing Sinatra. I lost my tanning oil. I said, shit. I lost my tanning oil. I had the Lubriderm because I had my gym bag with me. I said, let me try this. I was out there for my usual 3 hours. I went home black as can be. And I looked at myself. I said, Lubriderm, I love you.
That's
$5.96 in the Walmart.
I got to ask you this, bro, because now I think this is going to help a lot of that, freaking animals out there, jadrules, juches, whatever you want. It's going to help the jadrules. Vito, I got to ask you this because I know the answer to this already.
Go ahead.
I know you manscape.
Yeah, every day.
Talk to me about that. Tell me exactly, because bro, I don't manscape. I got like 16-inch hairs like hanging from my balls. I've never manscaped in my life, Vito. I wouldn't know how. I would be afraid of shaving the wrong thing. Tell me about the manscaping now. Go ahead, bro.
Manscaping is like everyday shaving for me. I go from my head to my face to my chest to my, my legs to my private area. So, I mean, when you're doing this, and when you keep it up, it's not that bad.
Wait a minute. Is your private area completely shaven?
Yes.
Like a 3-year-old?
2-year-old.
Very nice. Oh, now, Vito, but hold on a second, bro. Hold the phone. I've done that like maybe once or twice and never did it again because obviously it freaking itches. So you do the thing with the thing where you pull the hair off and all that?
I don't ever get that rough. I don't get that rough, Ben. You know what I mean? But hold on, I'm going to tell you. Do you have a razor at home, like an electric razor?
Yes.
Okay. Buzz your legs and watch the hair come off. And this way, like when you go over it with the razor, it won't be that bad. The secret to shaving your legs and doing it first is put baby oil, then put your shaving cream on it because it softens the skin.
I don't care about the legs. I'm asking about the ween. How do you do that? Walk me through the ween.
Same thing.
You use the shaver first.
But I'm not like that. But I'm telling the guys who need to use the shaver first.
Right.
Then put the oil on, then the gel. Then go very carefully. You manscape. And you tuck, you do this. You'll see, you'll gain 5 inches on your penis.
Oh, I know that. That's why I'm asking. But okay, so bro, you got the whole thing. But bro, you shaved the nutsack and the. I mean, how do you shave the nutsack without cutting yourself?
Bro, I'm a professional. I'm going to tell you a story. In Puerto Rico.
Very nice.
In Puerto Rico. When I was working for Carlos, we used to live in the Dahlia. And I'm famous for this. I'm going to tell it.
Don't you dare.
I'm going to tell it. So here
Tell
it
it, baby.
No,
Tell ratings.
No.
Guys, I used to be the master shaver down at the Dahlia.
Oh,
We used to live in the Dahlia with all the strippers, right?
Tell me what the Dahlia is. I don't know what the Dahlia is, bro.
The Dahlia is the hotel or the place where all the wrestlers used to live when we used to go for Carlos.
All right, go ahead.
So in the Dahlia used to live the strippers. So every day we all used to get in the pool every day. So the ladies used to notice that I shaved all the time, and I would shave by the pool, or I would, if I would manscape or keep my body good. So then one lady goes, "Can you do that for me?" I said, okay. So there I was on my days, shaving all the strippers in Puerto Rico.
Very nice.
And I was famous for that. Don't knock it till you try it, but it was good. It was a good time. I got a lot of good up close views, and everybody went there maintained. And if you needed to shave, go see Vito.
Now, did they pay you for this, bro?
Hell no.
I
did it for pure entertainment. The guys were like, "Vito, you're the best. I can't believe that's your job, man. That's a better job than wrestling." I said, "Easy. I'll let you sit during the session if you're quiet and don't jump around."
Very nice.
I share with the boys.
I can't believe you told us.
I know, Vito, but how often do you have to do that down there? Daily?
I do it every day. I do it every day as an everyday thing.
See, but
it's an everyday maintenance.
But when I do that, the stubble makes me itch like crazy. I mean,
yeah, but Vince, you don't upkeep it. That's why you got it like that. You got to upkeep it. And this is something, I'm going to say something here. This is like a cleanliness thing. And this is something like respect for your partner, or if guys are dating or females are dating. If you're down there and you talk about these things and, people like cleanliness, some people are not into the hair and some people are, but nobody wants hair in their mouth.
Vito, what do you do on the other? What do you do on the flip side, man? Anything?
On the back, I shave.
On the back,
yeah, I shave it all.
But how do you wait? Hold on. How do you? First of all, how do you see what you're doing back there? First of all,
because it's repetition, Vince, and once you get into repetition, and you could feel.
And you use a shaver back there, bro? A razor?
No, I use my razor.
I shave your back.
My wife shaves the back, but I shave my leg.
I know. I'm talking about your cooler. I'm talking about your cooler. You shave your cooler.
Yeah.
And you're not afraid of cutting anything or nothing like that.
I'm a professional. I've been doing this for years and years. I've been doing this so long. It's like an everyday thing.
You're a very clean man.
Yes, I'm anal like that. I don't like hair. I friggin' don't like mess. I don't like hair.
But you're not a germaphobe or nothing like that, are you?
No, nothing. Not a germaphobe. I just even like my wife is here.
Here,
right. My wife is here, but like when I used to date women, I used to say I don't like certain things, and if they shaved,
Vito,
if they shaved, I played.
Vito, cover Noel's ears.
I got earphones.
She's got the earphones. Go ahead, you can say.
I got hairs on my nutsack since birth. I got some that are like 2 feet long, bro. I don't do nothing. I leave them alone. What am I gonna do, bro?
Yeah, but how much sex are you having?
Not much. I'm old. I'm very old.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still kicking it every day.
Do you know
2-3
what he
times a
said
day.
though? Do you know what he said though? That seems like crazy to me. Like if I'm gonna have sex with a guy, you better be cleaned up. There's like a limit. But if you say like it adds like 5 inches, you don't need to add like 5 inches. You're like having sex with a totem pole.
Very revealing information there, Vito. Very nice.
In Puerto Rico, they used to call me the horseman.
The horseman.
Very nice.
Vito's only like, what are you, like 6'1"? He's like 6'1"-ish, and they call him Big Vito. It's not because of his height. Just fact.
Very nice to hear. Very nice. You're almost making me want to say it, bro. Very nice, but I don't know if we could do that on this show, Vito.
Ratings.
Big rating. All right, speaking of ratings, now that we have a captive audience, Noel, tell us what's going on. And I do want you to know, I went on Harlow Inc.com this week.
Yay!
I checked it. Yes, I did. I enjoyed it very much. I went on there, then I plugged it on Twitter, but you did a real nice job with that. Let everybody know what's going on.
Okay, so I have my website out. It's harlowinc.com, INK.com, and you can go on there and you can learn all about me. I've been getting Twitter messages, people going, "You wrestled?" Yeah, like 14 years. I did. So go on there, check it out. There's some videos and some cool stuff. And some other cool stuff is bigvito.com. So he's got a website I worked on. Now, I don't have a domain yet for this one, but Nick G, our son, he's got a website too. He does comedy and things, and his website is off of our Big Vito brand. I'll have that up linked to our sites in a little bit, but he actually takes donations for Vanguard School, Valley Forge Education Services is what handles his schooling, and they take donations to help children with autism. So Nick wanted to have a site to help the other kids with autism. So we opened his site this week. We'll have everything connected up, and he makes videos. If you go to the YouTube, there's a new Nick G video. He does impressions. So he is, if you've watched Family Guy, he is pranking car dealerships as Herbert the Pervert, asking for tricked out ice cream trucks.
Very nice.
Somebody actually had one. So if you watch.
And he's got a collection of guns.
Nerf guns.
Nerf guns.
He's big into the Nerf guns.
He brought over this Nerf gun this week from his father's house. It looked like it can kill 20 men.
He was shooting it, like him and Vito were shooting guns into my Christmas tree with the ornaments on, yelling, "Get off my island," for some reason.
Very nice.
He was shooting it in the office, and it was hitting the metal part underneath the desk, like in the studio. Yeah. And that thing sounded like it was like Rambo, and it had 2 shooters, and it's going boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, Nick, put that gun away. Like, you're gonna kill somebody with that. You have the dog, it'll fall over. So Nick G, he's raising money for Valley Forge Education. Go ahead and check his site out. We'll have it linked on both of our sites. We have ProWrestlingTees.com. He has 4 t-shirts up there. You can go check that out. ProWrestlingTees.com/the Big Vito brand. And our sponsor, Collar and Elbow, they have a Signature Series Vito t-shirt. The code to use is Big Vito, and you get 10% off. And we are also having a contest. The video's online. It's got Batman on it. We're having a Rogues contest. Take a picture of yourself wearing a Big Vito t-shirt. You don't have to buy a t-shirt, guys. Make a t-shirt. Hold the pizza box. We don't care. Do something interesting. And we'll give anybody that we think is the best one a Skype call with me and Vito.
And Vince, I got to give a shout out. All right. You'll enjoy this one. The guys in the Super Ugly Show are the best. We have a great time. I know I'm plugging their show because they're good, but guys, the Super No DQ show, they have their own that we've been doing good. I've been telling you about the ratings we're getting 3,000 and 4,000 people on our panel show, but they have a thing on Facebook that's a no DQ troll thing where these guys troll each other. They think it's the greatest thing that I participate in them. So for 2 months in a row, I made Troll of the Month because I'm messing with these guys, right? So if you've seen the picture with Troll of the Month, that's what it was about. They keep asking for you to come on the show and join the panel. I said, no. I said, we don't need Vince. He's too busy. He doesn't want to come in.
Vince is too busy.
But these guys have been asking for you, the Super No DQ show. They're on my Twitter. I think you're with them. Like, you got them on there. These guys at the Super Ugly Man. They said, can we get on Vince's show? That's why I'm giving the shout out. These are good groups of guys. Big Josh, I just did his show also. You got Teen Mom. That's another show that's going on.
I forgot my own show.
How is Teen Mom doing on the ratings, Vince? Are we doing okay?
Oh yeah, it's doing great. No, it's great. Absolutely, yeah. And I saw the video you sent me too. You just sent me a video a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, did you see the picture that was attached to it?
Yes, yes.
Are you sick? That's not Teen Mom. That's Teen Bomb.
Yeah, Teen Bomb. Very nice. Hey, Vito, I'm going to make a suggestion to you. And I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. And I can't believe you haven't done this before. Now I got to point this out to you. I know you and, you and Noel do a lot of, content, original content. Bro, you should do a video on how you take care of your face every day. I'm dead serious, bro.
He's high maintenance.
Maybe we could do something like that.
I'm dead serious, bro. You should definitely do that. I think people would be interested in that, bro.
Manscaping with Big V.
Yeah, everybody wants to look younger, bro. I think that'd be cool to do.
He never ages. It's like irritating a little.
They got to go in the shower with me and everything.
Yeah, sure, bro. We'll get we'll get the long black box, bro.
It's gonna have to be a real long black box.
Oh
I think we'll get the female viewers, to come up on this one.
I think so, bro. I think so.
Whatever Vince is losing, we're gaining.
Yeah. Right. Well, listen, as always, the wrestling's #1 couple, the beautiful Noel, the great Big Vito. Guys, thanks for everything. Vito, thanks for sharing all that with us, bro. I think you helped a lot of guys out there, bro. I really do.
If anybody has any questions, you guys can DM me on Twitter or send me an email at bigvito.com. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If you can't share the wealth, just don't share my chicks.
Don't share too much of your wealth.
Bro, now big Josh is going to be blowing up your DM about Manscaping now, bro. But hey, you brought that upon yourself, bro. What can I tell you?
Big Josh his show did pretty good. I enjoy talking to him. He's a nice kid.
Yeah, bro.
Talked about us.
Our next, you and I, we're going to review Royal Rumble, but that's still a couple weeks away, isn't it? I don't even know when the date is. Do you know when the date is, bro?
No, because we thought there was a pay-per-view tonight.
We thought it was tonight.
So I was like, is there a pay-per-view tonight? No.
It was 2015. I'm like, Goldberg.
Now, I know everybody knows there's a new SmackDown and a Raw review show on Monday nights with Stevie Richards and Ben Hameen with Vince Russo and Jeff Flame. How did the show go?
I thought it went very well, bro. I thought, I never even met Ben Hameen, bro. But the guy was a worker. He's a big guy. And I like it, bro, because we have so many different perspectives now from so many different people that I just think it's good, man. I think people get to hear opinions from a lot of people.
Guys, go over and see that Raw SmackDown review show. I know it's going to be good. Go get the insight from Vince and the crew, all the people at the brand from all different things. Even if we're not on Podcast One, you're on the Well Network, or you're on the Undercard. Guys, go check out the Russo brand. There's a lot of good shows out there.
Now, Vito, I got to ask you this seriously. You are not. I mean, are you still watching both shows?
I do watch it.
Do you really, bro?
I flip and change.
It depends what reality show's on that night.
Depends if House Hunters are on or Beachfront Hunters.
If Beachfront Property House Hunter thingy is on, Vito is out on the wrestling.
I love House Hunters, but I'm not into the beachfront. I'm into like the cabin. When they look for cabins, I like those.
He hates the international one. He gets all pissed off when it's on.
I hate that one too.
See that? You go, I want to live in these little hovels in Scotland.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you, Noel, you're not watching that show after Teen Mom, are you?
No, that
Flobama. You're not watching that crap, are you?
Hell no. I tried to watch about 5 minutes of it, and I'm like, it's like a cheap Jersey Shore ripoff.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know what, bro, you know what it is, Vito? You'll appreciate this. Bro, the freaking lore of the Jersey Shore was they were all freaking paisans, bro. That was the lore. They were all freaking Italians. Now they're trying to do it with people from Florida and Alabama. Like, are you freaking kidding me, bro?
That didn't work out the last time.
When Vito went down to the Jersey Shore and was patrolling Jenkinson's with the white kangaroo hat, you knew that was the original Jersey Shore days with his gold gym shirt, walking around. doing his thing.
You act
good.
like you still don't do that.
I do still have my white Kangaroo. That's when I did shipmates, and I was hot, real hot.
Hey, Noel, you want to know what I did that was like one of the creepiest things I ever did in my life?
Give it to me.
And I look back now, and it was pretty creepy, but like I don't like. I'm glad I did it. Okay. Noel, I thought JWoww was so freaking hot. Okay.
That got big boobies.
Yes, that I got her booked on the TNA show. Okay.
No.
Yep. So you're gonna love it. Yeah, you're gonna love this, Noel. So I'm working with JWoww the whole night, and this is really this is before JWoww became super over. This is when JWoww was still a little under the radar. She didn't have the show with what's her name?
Snooki.
She did. It wasn't. They didn't have JWoww and Snooki yet. I don't even think she was dating Roger yet. It was way before all that, right? But I had her on the show and I worked with her, and she was absolutely gorgeous. And the night was over, and you know how you thank everybody and everything. I went to thank JWoww. Okay, Noel. She put out a hand to shake my hand. I pulled her in for the hug. Very nice.
Yes. Oh,
like a big freaking creepo, bro. Very nice.
Yeah, I love you. And that's back. She wasn't JWoww. She was just JWoww.
Does that mean you gave her the sable hug?
Yes. But you know what was cool?
Like a reach around?
No,
I worked with a couple of those. They were that's how they were. Like they there was no acting involved. Who was the girl that they kicked off?
Oh,
not Dana. What was her name?
Oh,
Angela. Yeah, I booked her at TNA too, and oh my God, bro, she had to be the biggest biatch I ever worked with in my life. But I loved her. I loved her for it because she was real. You know what I mean?
She might have been from Staten Island, I think.
I think she was, bro. I think she was.
Yeah. Did you watch Mob Wives?
Yes, I was just gonna say. Speaking of Staten Island, did they put a fork in that show because of
Big Ange?
Big Ange?
Well, Big Ange died. There was a lot of controversy on the show and all the stuff, but I think they're going to be coming back.
I hope so, man.
Something's going to come out of that. They said they were working on
it was a great show. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was like every week that was our thing. Like we would get really excited and
Noel, I hate to name drop again. But remember, I told you Simon follows me on Twitter. Farrah follows me, but that's nothing. She follows like 2 million people. One of the Mob Wives follows me, the real hot one, Natalie. Remember Natalie?
From Philly.
Yeah, follows me on Twitter.
That's a good score. Did you see that Chelsea from Teen Mom?
Yeah, very nice.
Liked our thing on Twitter? Nice. I was like, that's a score. That's the score. Chelsea the best.
I would be very disappointed if Teen Moms didn't come back.
I would be too. Teen Grandmoms. I just told somebody I watched until Teen Grandmoms.
Now, did you guys watch that very short-lived one that I didn't think it was bad? Did you guys watch Teen Mom Chicago?
No,
I don't watch.
I watched Teen Mom 3. Is that the one it was?
No. Mob Wives Chicago.
Yeah, we watched all the Mob Wives.
Yeah, we watched everything Mob Wives. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but they pulled a plug in that one early. I thought they should have gave that a little bit more time.
We used to watch. What was the show we used to watch? The Pawn People, the Gold family.
The Gold family, the Jewish family. Oh yeah. No, Detroit. You're talking about Detroit with the brother and the Les Gold. What happened to that show? What happened in that show? I don't know.
That show was. We would marathon that show. Like we would be like in a hotel. We'd be in a hotel with that shit on the computer, just like watched it.
Oh, that sister, that sister was the biggest biatch. What was her name again?
What was her name? You know, that was your shit.
All I said was she ain't getting laid.
You used to just go, she'd walk past and go, Vito would go, her ass got bigger. She needs to get laid. Every time she walked past on screen, I don't know what her name was.
I used to love that show with Les.
That was the best. Why do they have to change things? True TV wrecked their whole lineup.
Last time I went to Vegas a couple of months ago, I went to the porn stars place.
Did you?
We tried to look for it last time we were there, and we never found it.
I got to tell you, very disappointing. Very disappointing. It was
not what you see on TV.
No, bro. It was like it was like walking through a regular pawn shop. I mean, very disappointing.
That's terrible. But I wanted to go, like when we were in Vegas, it was right before my back got bad. So we went to Vegas and we did a lot of walking. I had this long list of things I wanted to do. And the one thing that I couldn't do was they had Liberace's. I'm a huge Liberace fan. Like nobody knows this but him probably. Huge Liberace fan. They had his mansion closed off because they were redoing the whole thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I wanted to go so bad. I'm like, I like Frank Sinatra. I'm into that kind of stuff. But Liberace is like huge for me. Well, now they opened the mansion up. They opened up a Liberace's garage with all of his cars in it. So you can go and tour. I think it's on D. Martin Boulevard. Yeah, you can go in and you could tour where his cars are. And now they're renaming a street after Liberace in Las Vegas. So I feel like it's time to take, well, if they let me, if I get approved, to take a trip to Las Vegas because I want to see all that.
Do you know what my favorite story of all time is? This was my mark out moment of all time. A moment like this will never happen again. I mean, I know it, and you guys will appreciate this. I was at when video stores started. Okay, every year there was a big convention in Vegas. It was called the VSDA, Video Software Dealers Association. It was a big deal when VHS tapes first came out. And every studio was represented there, and they would bring their, the top stars of the business to the convention. I mean, it was unfreaking believable. And, we were staying, you're going to appreciate this, Vito. Me, my father, and who was my partner in the video stores?
John Rizzi?
Jim Monsies.
Jim Monsies, that's right.
Yes, Jim Monsies. So the three of us would go every year to Vegas, right? So one year we were staying at the MGM Grand, okay? MGM Grand, swear to God, my biggest mark-out story of my life. All of a sudden, bro, in the front door, I swear to God, there were 8 black bodyguards, like 6'6" and over, 300 pounds, jacked to the hilt. 6 of them, bro. So when these guys walked in, everything stopped because you knew, okay, somebody's coming. All right. So these 6 guys walk in, looking all around, checking everything out. They give this gimmick. They give the hand signal, right, bro? Bro, guess who comes walking through the door, bro?
Tell me.
Mark out moment of all time. Okay, bro, you had these giant black guys, 6'7", 300 pounds. They wave him in. Here he comes, bro. All 5'4" of Sammy Davis Jr., bro.
Wow.
I marked out like I never marked out in my. That is free. You know how huge that was.
Gotta do your dice, Sammy Davis.
Is this bigger than when we did the Arena Club and you saw Mean Gene?
Yes, yeah. Now, bro,
bigger than that,
bro. Have you ever gotten to meet Dice?
No.
I wish.
If I could get in with Dice, I would, because we'd be fucking phenomenal.
Oh, that would be phenomenal, bro.
Did Dice do Sammy? You are so beautiful. Has Dice do Sammy Davis Jr.? That's my favorite. You are so beautiful.
And my second encounter with, like, I'm talking, Noel, I'm talking Hollywood stars. Yeah, I'm talking about the real freaking deal. My second encounter was when my son turned 21 years old. I took him to Vegas, and I've been a Tom Jones mark my whole life. So I brought him to see Tom Jones, and the Tom Jones show is over. And literally people are filing out. And I swear to God, walk in right in front of me in arm's length, right in front of me, Tony Curtis.
Uh-oh, it cut out. What was it?
Tony Curtis.
Oh, there's a good one.
Oh, I freaking marked. My son thought I was nuts. And I had to explain to him that's Hollywood royalty, man. You don't see that. That's dead. That's over.
I have met quite a few pro athletes, and I know a lot of people think we meet some people, but the greatest all-time guy I met, I'd have to say, where I was like, wow. And he knew me. We talked and we shared some stuff. Joe Namath.
Oh wow, that is.
Oh, that's a
unique,
good
bro.
one.
Where was that, bro?
I met him at the Marty Lyons Foundation. When
I
used to
know
do
Marty
charity work.
Lyons. I remember he used to play for the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has this organization, the Marty Lyons Foundation. So they brought me to the dinner. I would spend 4 days in Jekyll Island playing, golf and talking to fans and being with kids and stuff. So Marty comes up. He says, Vito, I got somebody who wants to meet you. I said, who is it? And there's Joe Namath,
That's
right?
awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
a
And he
huge
goes, I says, you know who I am? He goes, of course I know who you are. I watch you all the time. Right. So I says, thank you. I says, I don't know what to say. I said, that goes a lot for a couple of guys who wore pantyhose in New York. So
I never got any of those. Well, I guess I did. I never had like real big, like celebrity, like run-ins, but like I was, when they filmed The Wrestler in Philly, I'm in some of the background scenes of The Wrestler because I work for,
you made the movie?
Yeah, I'm in like some of the background because I work for CZW.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I work for CZW, so I'm at Cage of Death. And when you're at the arena in Philly, there's the upstairs where everybody sits that the wrestlers watch the show down in the ring. And Cage of Death, they have to build these big contraptions. The show ends at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. They make a different cage every year. And it's these crazy hardcore matches. So I'm sitting upstairs and I'm watching them build the cage. And I heard people say Mickey, Mickey, Mickey. I thought they meant Mickey Knuckles, the female wrestler Mickey Knuckles.
Right.
I appear Mickey, but I didn't know what they were talking about. And it's before the filming started. So I'm sitting right in the front and I'm leaning on the rail and I'm watching. And a guy comes and sits down next to me. And I look and I kind of do a double take. He's got this real tall, skinny girl with him. And she looks like a supermodel. And he sits down and he says, what are they doing? And he said, oh, they're building a cage. They build a different cage every time you come out. We started talking and he goes, I'm sorry. I'm very rude. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Mickey Rourke. And I was like, I'm a fan. I remember what my name was. He sat there the whole Cage of Death and asked me.
Vito, she's sitting there next to Mickey Rourke, Pope of Greenwich Village, and she doesn't have a clue it's Mickey Rourke.
She doesn't know.
Bro, what kind of a woman?
I don't know.
I mean, we all had like our moments, but that was
she's a female judge rule. What are you gonna do?
You're a chicharro.
Now, Vito, after she realized she was sitting next to Mickey Rourke, did you play the Pope of Greenwich Village for her?
I wasn't dating him.
Yeah, we weren't dating yet.
I haven't met him yet. Well, I met you, but I didn't.
You gotta play that movie for her, bro.
All right, we'll play it for her, and then she'll tell you about it.
One
of the greatest movies of all time.
What was the movie you showed me with Lords of Flatbush.
Lords of Flatbush.
He's like, you gotta watch Lords of Flatbush, and then I had to see Lords of Flatbush.
That's another great one. But bro, the stickball scene in freaking Pope of Greenwich Village, bro.
I never seen this.
With Summer Wind playing. Oh my god, unbelievable.
Better than me and Booker T playing stickball underneath in the alleyway.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far, bro. I wouldn't go that far.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah, that was great. All right, listen. And hey, Vito, next time, because you just gave me that big, and you'll appreciate this, Noel. He just gave me the big Cheshire Cat grin from Alice in Wonderland. Now, the next Sunday, bro, you got to give us teeth tips.
All right, teeth tips. I got you.
Oh, you know what? That's going to take a while. There's multiple toothpastes. Like, there's a lot of things involved. Like, there's not just one toothpaste. And, like, when we move, I'm terrified how much it's going to take. I'm going to need like a truck to pack for Vito's manliness. Is going to have to be a whole new.
We got to do teeth tips next time.
All right, teeth tip next week.
Pretty teeth.
All right. Listen, there you go, everybody. That we got off track a little bit there, but a lot of great topics that we talked about. As always, wrestling's #1 couple, the great Noel and Big Vito. Remember, guys, you can see this show. You could see Vito's pearly whites and his beautiful complexion. Not to mention his beautiful wife. If you get the show on the Realm Network, less than $1 a week, just go to russosbrand.com. That's it, everybody. Noel, Vito, thank you, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.